Good morning, students. Last time we have started new chapter, chapter number 10, gravitation. Okay, and we have discussed about the force which tries to keep the object moving in a circular path. Which force? That is centripetal force. So, centripetal force always tries to keep the object moving in a circular path. Now, today we are going to study about the gravitational force. Okay, so last time also I have given an example that an apple is falling on the surface of the earth, or you can say an apple gets attracted by the earth. Why does it happens? Why does the apple falling not goes upward while it gets attracted towards the earth? Why does it happen? So there might be some force acting between the two objects, that is said to be gravitational force. Okay, now here you can see apple also apply force on the earth, as well as earth also apply force on the apple. Both apply an equal force to attract the other object towards itself. Okay, that means both are applying equal force towards each other to attract the other object. Okay, now which one will accelerate more? Apple will accelerate more or earth will accelerate more? Accelerate means acceleration. Okay, so we have studied about acceleration in chapter number 8. Acceleration means change in velocity upon time taken. Okay, in chapter number 9 also we have studied Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law of motion is the force applied is a product of mass and acceleration. That means force is dependent on mass and acceleration. Now here we can get the answer from this formula, force equal to ma. Therefore acceleration equal to force upon m. M means mass. That means acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. That means acceleration dependent on mass. If mass is more means acceleration will be less. Mass is more means acceleration will be less. If mass is less means acceleration will be more. So here if the mass is more means the acceleration will be lesser. If mass is less means the acceleration will be more. That is why the apple gets attracted towards the earth, because the mass of the earth is more as compared to the apple. Okay, that is why apple gets attracted towards the earth, because both are applying same force, same and equal force also both are applying, but due to the size of the apple as compared to the earth, okay, apple gets attracted towards the earth. Now to clear this concept very clearly, you have to study about the universal law of gravitation. Now universal law of gravitation is given by Newton. Okay, so here consider two objects, object A and object B. Object A is having mass m1, object B is having mass m2. Both are separated by a distance d. Okay, so here distance should be taken from their center point, from the center of object A to the center of object B. Okay, that is said to be distance. You should not take the surface of the object A to the surface of object B. Okay, distance is measured from their center point of object A to center point of object B. Now here they have taken that m1 is greater than m2, that is mass of object A is more than object B, that is mass m2. Okay, so here universal law of gravitation states that every object in the universe attracts every other object. That means each and every object in the universe attracts other object with a force which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Okay, so if you want to find out the force of attraction means you have to multiply the mass of both the object and divide by square of the distance between them. That is, you have to multiply m1 with m2, divide by d square. Then only you will get the force of attraction between the two objects. See, here force is proportional to m1 multiplied by m2. Force is inversely proportional to d square. If you combine both the equation, you will get force proportional to m1 m2 upon d square. Now here one question arises. If I will increase the mass, what about the force? Force will increase or decrease? Or if I am increasing the distance between the two objects, what about the force of attraction? That means if you increase the mass of both the object means, or if you increase the mass of any one object, the force of attraction will increase. But at the same time, if you increase the distance between the two objects, that is d square, that means the force of attraction will decrease. That thing you have to remember. If you increase the mass of any one object, the force of attraction will increase, and if you increase the distance between the two objects means the force will decrease. So here F equal to remove that proportional sign, F equal to G m1 m2 upon d square. Okay, to remove that proportional sign, G is used. Therefore G equal to F d square upon m1 multiplied by m2, where G is said to be universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant, that value is constant everywhere, just like pi. You are taking pi equal to 3.14 now. That in the same way, the value of G is also constant. So the value of G was first discovered by Lord Henry Cavendish using a torsion balance. So using that balance, he has discovered the value of capital G. So the value of capital G is 6.673 multiplied 10 raised to minus 11. And what about the unit of G? So force, it is Newton. D square means meter square, because distance is always measured in meter. M1 M2 means mass, mass is always measured in kg square. So actually the unit of capital G is Newton meter square upon kg square. So if you want to bring that kg square from denominator to numerator means the power, the sign will change. So kg raised to minus 2. Okay, Newton meter square kg raised to minus 2. Understood? So in this way they have derived this universal law of gravitation. Okay, and this gravitational force exists everywhere, whether the object is small or big, no matter. Even tiny particles also, there also the gravitational force is present between the two objects. Okay.